Alright. Hello everybody. This will be part 4, I believe, of my time with Disco Elysium. I'm just going to load up the game where I was. It auto-saves every time we exit, which is pretty nice. And we are currently out in front of a strike in the middle of the street. Just spoke to this racist lorry driver, and last time we had internalized, I think it was it Cross-Mazovian socioeconomics or something like that? Mazovian socioeconomics. So we're building the biggest communism we can, I believe. I think that's basically what that means. Oh no, internalize that. Okay. So that doesn't lose progress if I do that, which is good. And let's see. Currently I have a pry bar in my hand, which I don't know if that's super useful. Gives me a little bit better interfacing. Why not? My character already looks ridiculous and is very sad. So I don't think he can get more intimidating. Do I have a level up right now? No. Okay. Freight. 3 T's, how idiomatic. Hey, some magnesium. Some money on the ground, maybe? Oh yeah. I'm yet to find, like, anything over 1 real. I think that's the amount of money I have right now, so I have less than that. And I actually had some terrible sleep last night, so I don't know if... Hopefully I'm still coherent. Let's see. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. Knick-knack stand. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent. Expect. No, I think they meant accept. Except for the big Freet slogan on the back. Ooh, I need $4 for the raincoats. What's that? What is that? What? The girl leans over the counter to see what you're referring to. It's a raincoat? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real. She taps on the glass counter. The raincoats patiently await purchase.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine. What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of 2 girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Tap on the girls kissing. I'm not even interested in that magazine. I don't know why I asked about it. Stupid famous
They're
people.
boring, but, you know.
She never finishes the sentence. What is this place?
I don't know. Frit?
She shrugs. And what is Frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Frit with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Fraterfort, was already taken. So when Frit Retail Incorporated grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement. I have some questions for you.
Okay, I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Do they have a warehouse in back? A warehouse? I don't know, maybe. I don't really care what Frit does. This is important. She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism. Fine, Frit doesn't have a warehouse, just a little back room here, okay? She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me anything about the dead body? I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Did you know the man who died? Not really? Not really. Does it mean you knew him a little? No. I didn't know him at all. How long has it been there? I don't know. Really long? What do you think happened? I don't know. No need to worry. The lieutenant's voice is soothing and professional. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay? Okay. She scratches her nose. Thank you for your help. Uh-huh. She brushes a strand of hair off her face and tries to return to her magazine. Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in? Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or... She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by the teacher. Can she answer the classroom question? Yes, tell me about the economic reality. I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15. 15 is an excellent time to learn about the economic reality. Yeah, she looks at the clock on the wall. That's why I'm working my ass off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic. What about the physical reality, then? I don't know. What about it? Where are we? We're in Frit? No, I meant, where are we on a larger scale? As mankind, or as a nation, or... What will her essay prompt be? As a mankind. In a good place? She rubs her face, thinking. I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kind of big. I don't know. She shrugs, then folds her magazine back. What time is it? I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall. The clock shows the time is 10:09. The hand seems to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work. What is the revolution? When ordinary people take over the government and, demand democracy? What about the one we had here in Revachol? Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean. The coalition, what's that? Someone told me there is one. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. She taps the magazine on the counter. I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore. Cool. She seems happy to return to her reading. Tear machine. The tear machine stands in the corner. Sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents. What is this machine? The clerk looks up out of her magazine. Oh, that's the tear machine. Yes, but what is it? She knits her brow, confused. It's a machine for tear, you know? You find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine. Then it gives you money. I see. And how do I pick up tear for the tear machine? You need a bag, I guess? We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so she shrugs awkwardly. Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some. Out there. She points outside. Somewhere. What is this machine? Oh. Okay. Thought complete, Hobocop. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. I like that picture. Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar, the old assommoir, to the pier or the sewers, to Les Rayons, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Armacon, best beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. Sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last. Reveals extra special collector's edition tear bottles on the map. More money from selling tear. Learning cap for shivers raised to 6. Okay, so it's kind of like... It's a little bit like researching tech in like a strategy game or something. I'm not sure what exactly like actually increased the experience for that, but maybe it's just the fact that I had it in my thought cabinet and I was just learning stuff. So it's interesting. Learning cap for shivers. What's that? Raise the hair on your neck. Tune into the city. Kind of seems like the Inland Empire, but for like physical hunches, maybe. I don't know. It's cool though. St. Baptiste Pharmaceutics. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the St. Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm. Just ask me if you need anything from the St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have a Nosefed, Dramamine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. What do those products do? I don't know. Let's see. Nosefed is a nasal spray. Dramamine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... She stops. I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. Can you be a little more specific? She chews her bubblegum absent-mindedly. No, sorry, I'm not like a doctor or anything. Nosefed heals +1 health. Dramamine heals +3 health. Magnesium heals +1 morale. Heals +3 morale. Okay. I barely have any money, but I have unlocked recycling or something. Who is St. Baptiste? St. Baptiste? You know, she nods slowly at the cabinet. The pharmaceuticals company? St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of St. Baptiste? She points to the cabinet. That one? There? She is right. St. Baptiste is a company that derives its name from the St. Baptiste, the city, itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history, as far as anyone knows, at least. Do you have any ammonia? Yeah, there's like an ampoule somewhere. She waves her hand in the air absent-mindedly. Shimmering wall of vices. A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles lines the shop wall, inviting you closer. Electrochemistry. There, in that dark green glass, a world of ruby, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth. Wine alcohol, beer alcohol, love alcohol. This is not a good place for a recovering addict. I forgot what I chose before. I did lick the whiskey off the counter that one time, but that was particularly sad. Plus, we found out at the police station, he is in need of turning things around, so maybe we should do this. This is not a good place for a recovering addict. The clerk looks at the wall of goods behind her. Guess not. No. She adjusted her hat. I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that. Don't ask. Don't look. Don't do anything here. Just go away. Get back to work. They're also really expensive. Yellow roses, dozens of them, tulips too. I know what I didn't do? I don't think I used the tab feature to highlight stuff in the kitchen. Maybe I did. But I felt like for the amount of effort I spent to get into the kitchen, I didn't actually find anything. Well, I didn't really spend much effort, I just waited. So maybe that just makes sense. Hey, that guy's awake. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's a guy here. Can I get over to him? It's all about money, you know? So nothing different. Wait.
Hello,
I remember
again,
something.
sweetie.
Her gray eyes shine above the rims of her glasses. I think there was something... Ah, yes, probably Well With Me by the Fletchers. People often quote the Fletchers at me. She settles down. Moral says it's my theme song. I just remember her mentioning something about remembering the revolution 50 years ago. And I was wondering if there was like maybe new dialogue I could get because of the Mazovian socioeconomics thing. But maybe not. Alright, anyway, back to the strike. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. Ooh, some change. Ah, yeah. Grad Factory of Magnets Miracles U49. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy, Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. Look at the window. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. What kind of stickers? The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity, oh god, are glued to various panels. What about the back seat? The back end of the cabin has small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels down. Oh god. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Helmdall and the Lost City of the Pygmies. Racist nationalist paraphernalia, he grits his teeth. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Lieutenant nods toward the racist lorry driver. You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy? Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine. A foreign car, kept in good condition.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells toward the harbor gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
Why should I? I mean, it says he's a scab, so...
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
I mean, you are a scab, so I guess I am here to beat you down.
Ha! Couldn't handle us! A cause gives the workers strength, gives them power. We have a right to work. Besides, we're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strike breakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of cause are we talking about?
Rights of people, rights of workers to have gainful employment, to make a salary and feed their families.
Mm-hmm. His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases. Yeah, there's something odd about this. Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the question. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
Sorry. Sorry, just need to cough there for a second. Anyway.
So do we, scab.
The loitering man hollers in return. What is a strike? When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work from other people. He shifts uncomfortably in his workers' overalls. What do the strikers want? Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we, he raises his fist and starts shouting again, have the right to work. Who are all these strikebreakers? Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military headcut. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want to work, they ought to let in those who do want to work. For shitty wages, I guess. I have a question. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. Why do all these men follow your leadership? You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy. Because they were, he starts bellowing, given a job to do. What exactly is your goal here? We were promised work, he points to the gates. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. And you are unable to breach the entrance? Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office, he points up to the stairs. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mesk punk either. He points up to the dock worker idling on the staircase. I mean, head measurer, or whatever he is. Wait, head measurer? Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage? Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him. How bad could one guy be? You seem capable. Bad, the man glares at you. Standing on a narrow bridge. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position, and he's trained. I don't know how Union has a trained killer up there, but that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters. Why don't you just talk to them? Like civilized folk, you mean? The man rubs his chin. These native fucks don't understand civilized. It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway. No. They will give up eventually, or get drunk, leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. The man rubs his jaw, a perfect lightly bearded square wedge. I don't know if I need to get into the harbor right now. I don't have any clues leading there, but just because I like going places. Have fun, he snorts. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're gonna let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss? Oh wait, yeah, I do need to talk to union people. I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here, behind the hostel cafeteria there. I know nothing about a murder. His reply is snappy and terse. The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting. Why so tense? What are you talking about? I'm not tense. Yes, he's tense. Right to work. He again shakes his large fist, then turns back to you. It's shameful, cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime. Yeah, in some states, I guess. This really isn't my area of expertise. We're not picking a side in this just yet, sir. Pity. He turns around and bellows at the gates. Let us work! Reaction speed. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from. Okay, I gotta guess. Where exactly are you from? What's it to you? Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. Routine part of the investigation. Am I a suspect? His eyes narrow. Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of the people. Already got that. I'm interested in your background. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs. Heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Yeah, I think I've been there. Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. The man is quickly losing interest in talking with you. I'm just gonna leave now, I guess. So, this isn't the strike, it's just the strike breakers, I guess. There's this guy up here. What's this do? It says GRIH. I could have told you that.
Scab?
He asks a man with jolly eyes, tilting his head. You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time? Yeah, I'm a scab, pouring downtrodden, wave your fist, right to work. I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the wild north? Come to see the strife?
I'm exploring. That would explain my pathological desire to just explore everything in RPGs. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? I'm here to investigate. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. It's actually very fun and easy. I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe you want to help me solve it by telling me who did it. Of course, Policia. He gives you a sly smile. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way. Should we? He's nice. I don't like nice. He didn't do it. It's the truth. What's the strike about anyway? You know, serious business. He smiles. I'm sure the big boss would be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first. He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on better footing with the organization. I'm exploring. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does this mean you can let me through the gate? I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a grantor of passage. He takes a swig and points up the stairs with his flask. The passage grants itself. If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way? That simple? Just walk in? Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Past Measurehead. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Seminese supremacist up there. He points to the bridge above the gates. Walk right past him. Then press the button to unlock the door. Aha. Then go past him again. Okay. And you enter the harbor through the office. Está. So you're saying it's actually quite difficult. Don't worry. I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could just best Measurehead in physical confrontation. Or you could convert to his Semini supremacist worldview. He strokes his mustache. Maybe it actually is completely impossible. Has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation? Not yet, no. He fixes his eyes on you, evaluating your prowess. He's incredibly strong. Has any of the scabs tried converting? Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Got it. Sure. The man whistles a jaunty tune and the wind rustling his whiskers. I need some money. Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. He flips a coin toward you. Hand-eye coordination. I got this. Yeah. Coin lands into your hand as if it had always belonged there. The swallow returns. Appreciated. Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to... He nods toward the protesters. You know, the winter's fad is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though. The union has problems getting by. Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess. Cargo can't go in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike, though. Every little bit helps. I'm always glad to help out when possible. I like these slithering scabs. I looks at them in disbelief. Nice talk. Notice, in case of a strike, press button behind guard. What's this door do? A hermetically sealed door locked by electronic means? It looks like there's some cash up there, maybe? There's no lockpicking or door kicking this one. Nobody comes close to Measurehead. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything, size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm Sandwich. You are not in danger. Because you are not a threat to me.
My body is unimportant. I'm with the police.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to unruly.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of unruly emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Am Sandwich race is waning.
Show him the ham still got it. Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there? Please just let me do my job. You're just like him after pumping iron?
Look at my chronology. I am the pinnacle of my outlook group. The pink blob is a bad example, even of yours. It saddens me. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
Huh. He is basically a white supremacist.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. Sure, you're right about all this. Now just let me go to the harbor. I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the yard. Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
Uh-huh.
Bring your troops to the Seminole Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum.
Okay.
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality called art and your microcephalus colors.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. But wouldn't that mean I have to become a Seminese supremacist myself? Well, yes. Why don't you want to be a Seminese supremacist? So what if you're not Seminese? You could be anything. You serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they white? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes toward the harbor, seemingly bored with you. There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however. Yeah, but you still serve them. How does that factor into your life? Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. I don't know, communism is pretty cool. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of this failure to challenge the world order, individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of rhetoric, pathetic communism from? He leans closer. Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Gotten it from disco, actually. Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. I actually don't know who they are. Head trauma would have affected that. I can see that. The Seminese are the South Island race, haplogroup A4A, the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus, and arrived here 4,000 years ago. We are the future. That's all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol? I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulaanbaatar? I'm not sure. Are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on Immaculate Conception from the Pale. So you did come from the islands? No, he cranes his head. I have heard about it. On the radio. He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in the front of the women. So you're not really Seminese, you're just from Revachol? I am from Quaron. He changes tactics. And no, it is not just in Revachol. This city is central to the Seminese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbor. Subscribe to his advanced race theory. I have an 8% to just knock him out. And I can retry it, apparently. Kim, what do you think about this? I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. Nice. Alright. That will be our lucky race. That will be our lucky racist. He will grant us 3 wishes. Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. He leans in to inspect. A protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone? The lieutenant does not flinch. You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind. Show him the mug, I guess. He does not so much as glance at the object. This your kind of thing? Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. He had nothing to do with it. Or are those tattoos that you're supposed to mean? Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. He gestures toward the lorryman down the street. Wait, what? I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble of permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. You sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? Just to antagonize him? You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability? From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry, just an observation. What else? It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al Ghul. From what remains of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer, you are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Surlish Clef and Vesper, possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi. Interesting, so one of my ancestors was Sir Leclerc and the other Vesper? Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revacholians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al Ghul. That is the only reason you are here. What if I just get the 8% check? Formidable failure. How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand and he's squeezing it. It hurts. You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. The pressure on your hand becomes unbearable. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic. Kim looks like he's got a gun or something. Help! Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain as he's twisting it more and more. The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk. He might just kill me. I only have 2 health. Well, good. He releases your hand. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further. Well, that's the first damage I've taken.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
That's fair. I'm not even sure the 1 bullet my chamber holds would even prick that Hulk. I was fighting bad unsavory ideologies. I'm a hero. We're not here on some political quest. We're here to solve a crime. Don't make this situation any more volatile than it already is. Alright, fine. I won't do it again. Let's think of something else. No, you should do it again. It's the last thing you'll be expecting. Let's see, do I have any medicine? I thought I did. Okay, cool. Okay, so that number is the amount of healing items I have. Makes sense. So that did not help. Maybe there's like another thing. Does not appear to be. A white tank top. Hey. Where's that go? What's this one do? +1 to conceptualization, less to suggestion, more physical instrument. Conceptualization is kind of fun, though. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Horseback monument. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who is this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philippe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane. Not a good track record of mental health in the family. What did this king do? Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philippe was known for his profligacy. In what way? Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulidian Isola. How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury? Stories have it that he and his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some beast dragon, instead of a bed like a normal person. The man certainly knew how to live. Another horrific necktie. The king is the king and he can do anything? I would like to sleep on Gold Hustler style. Yeah. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. The what now? You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. So he's addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie? That's what the revolutionaries said, 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulidian Bay. What's nose candy? It's cocaine, dude. Cocaine. This is a lot to process. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. Okay, so where's he buried? Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. What happened to the statue? The original was blown apart by the communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinaise was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it to even finer pieces. Who restored it? Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. That's not a terrible idea. It's not such a bad idea. People in Martinaise tend to agree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Philippe III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life, either. The bold slogan, Humanox, covers the truck. Let me steal your shit. Oh yeah. Pale driver. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter's night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your... grandma? Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask you some questions. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her. Snap your fingers.
Wait,
The lieutenant stops you before you can snap.
she's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Alright, if you say so. I trust Kim's judgment. He seems like he's got it together. Not like the main character. Alright, so I can't get into the harbor. Let me see if there's anywhere else I can go. Because I may just need to return... Oh, there, I got a map. What is this? Damaged ledger. Wait, what? These are found white checks. Those on white are available to try now. Oh, okay. So if I failed something, I can go back and try it again. The Hanged Man. I need legendary endurance to be able to do that. Sleeping Dockwalker. Physical instrument. I'm not sure where the... Oh, the Sleeping Dockworker was in the hostel. But he might also kick my ass. Ultra liberal became one of them too. I don't know what good cop, bad cop is, but apparently I'm more sorry cop than superstar cop now. I could try to find a rich person. Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Oh. The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting. The lieutenant looks down the street. We can sit on benches after we solve the murder. Let's go. You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone. Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza? The damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Nah, it's definitely a sea monster. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
Covers his mouth to hide a burp.
Oh, I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to angry old Rene first.
Actually, let me do a time check. It's actually been almost an hour. So before I talk to Renee, I think I'm actually just going to save the game and talk to him next time. But yeah, encountered more racists to find out that I am actually really shitty at fighting. Need to get through the harbor somehow. Either that or try to wait until tomorrow until some Union people go to the hostel. And talk to this guy over here. So that's what I'll do next time. But yeah. Until next time, have a good one.